Hello everyone, once again we are back with another update on the personal project here. Today has been, I've put in a few things here. The first being you can see here, cubes and cylinders of varying sizes to basically create terrain. Now what I've done is I've put in the game manager that it basically spawns them at random. So, at spawn, random things. So as you can see, we've got 10 objects. I put 10 in as a hard value for the moment just to test this out. I'm not going to put many more in until I've solved the issue of this. I'm pretty sure I know how to do it, but I will need to double check. So another thing is that will come up in future is that we don't really have a sense of scale. That one down there that's in center of screen at the moment, that could be, we know it's behind the cube, but is it behind and is it tiny right next to it, or is it huge and further back? We will fix this at the same time as we do our textures. Other than that, they should work just fine in terms of stopping things. And that one does. Okay, because some of them weren't earlier, so that looks like another bug that I will need to fix. I've also put my play, pause, and stop on the macro keys for my keyboard, which I highly recommend. In terms of programming, all of today's work has been in the game manager. So we've got a terrain array of game object that holds all of our different terrain pieces, and we can swap them out as need be. As you can see here, I've got it set to spawn 10 terrain. I've got it set, and all spawning functions are held in separate functions. So we've got our spawn targets, which grabs from a random position within the game bounds and just sets the rotation to nothing because we don't care about that specifically, yet anyway. Sets the enemies alive, so basically the idea being that it will, as you pick off targets, it reduces to 0. When it reduces to 0, it'll be next wave. With the terrain doesn't have a number of spawns like to count down, just because that would be very confusing. But I've had to create a function that gives a random angle, which is currently done in Quaternions, at least on the version of instantiate that I'm using. There are 10 different versions, but this one is the one that works for me so far. And while I do need to do some cleanup in the comments and the like, so far so good. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow.